Hi Frisco, it's Kelly with Lifestyle Frisco. We're at Blue Goose today and we have a special treat. We are talking to the Tumbleweed TexStyles guys to get some kind of behind the scenes info. So we've got Brian Wysong, hi Brian, and Jeb Matulich.
Hey.
So you guys are the founders and owners of Tumbleweed TexStyles. So we want to know you, get to know you a little better today. So first of all, why in the world are we sitting at Blue Goose at this table particularly?
Well, we are sitting at Blue Goose at this particular table because this is actually the very first location for one of our very first meetings that we had as a company back in, I think, August of 2011. This is kind of where we hashed out the name Tumbleweed TexStyles. I brought a sketchbook full of name ideas. Brian brought a notebook full of name ideas as well, and we kind of spent a couple hours here actually at this exact table kind of coming up with what we didn't like, what we did like, and narrowing it down to Tumbleweed TexStyles in the end.
And it was kind of funny just because all the words went through all of our different connections, and when we came to Tumbleweed, it was because of our West Texas connection. Both went to school out at Texas Tech. We loved how the Tumbleweed symbolizes Texas and how drift and explore moves without hesitation through West Texas. And then textile, it's Texas style, but then textile like a garment. And so we decided we love those two. Let's just put them together and call it a night.
Sure. So when you guys are eating Tex-Mex, what's your favorite thing to have at Tex-Mex places, or if you're cooking your own?
Oh gosh, I like everything basically. But if I go to a Tex-Mex restaurant, usually I'm going to look for the biggest combo platter that they have. I like sour cream chicken enchiladas. I like cheese enchiladas, beef tacos, refried beans, rice, chalupas. The biggest plate they can make, I usually order that up. And I usually don't take much home either.
What about you, Brian?
Well, gotta start with queso. I love a margarita, but fajita is a combo plate with chicken and beef. Gotta have guacamole, refried beans, and rice. That's definitely my go-to, and my wife and my daughter love it as well.
Now, what are y'all washing down your Tex-Mex with?
Usually I get a sangria swirl at a Tex-Mex place. I don't want to get too bloated by a beer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, not that you don't have a beer every now and then.
Oh yeah, of course.
You
Yeah.
love beer. So what about you?
Well, I mentioned a margarita, I believe, but Modelo Especial is definitely my go-to. As you can see right here, with a lime, it's definitely one of my favorite drinks with chips and queso.
Okay, so some of those drinks sound really summery. Now we're heading into fall with some fall weather. When you think of fall, especially here in Texas Week, what are your favorite things coming up for fall?
Well, usually fall is when we ring in football season,
Yep.
so we both love football, and so I love watching college football. I love going to high school games. So it's a good time for football watching. My family, we love to do that. Also a great time, my wife and I love to go to like festivals and stuff in the fall. You know, when the weather gets cooler, I go to arts festivals, take walks, on trails and things, sit on the back porch, cook up a big pot of gumbo, something like that, something hearty. Just kind of hanging out, enjoying the cooler weather while we have it here in Texas.
Well, it's kind of food, sports, we love it. But for my wife and I, we love going down to Round Top, the Fall Antique Week down there. Our in-laws my in-laws, her parents live down there. So my favorite thing is going to the campfire with a coffee in the morning, just enjoying the weather. I do like to hunt, so I enjoy that as well. But then football. I love my fantasy football team. Been doing it since 2001. So I always enjoy doing that.
What's your fantasy football team name? I'm always intrigued on creative team names. You got a good one?
Well, it's B-Dogs Ballers. So it's my nickname in high school at times were B-Dog, and so that it's in a league with high school friends that have been in the same league since 2001. So that's B-Dog Ballers.
Yeah, but I have a question for you. I know something about you, and I want to know if it's the first time ever. I saw you once accidentally happen upon a green room at a concert. So I felt like that wasn't the first time that happened to you. So how'd that come about?
It usually happens as frequently as I would, not as frequently as I would like, but I would like to. It's happened a few times for sure. One in particular that I can remember as we were in Marfa for the Viva Big Bend Music Fest. and it was like the third night of the shows, and then we were going to leave the next morning, but it was really late that night, and we watched the Texas Tornadoes play in the VFW Hall in Marfa, Texas. After the show, I mean, it was an awesome show, and then we went outside and we started talking to the lead singer, Sean Somm, which is actually Doug Somm's son, who's heading the band up right now. We asked, we wanted to meet Flaco Jimenez, which, if you're not familiar with him, he's like a Grammy award-winning accordion player. He was like, I think he's in his 80s, if not older. Anyway, he took us back to the kind of the door of the green room, and then he got kind of sidetracked, and we just kind of looked at each other, and we just walked in there, actually kind of like we owned the place, and sat down and grabbed a drink, met Flaco, talked with the band, and just kind of hung out for a little bit. So it was really pretty fun, actually.
And might have had a little too much bird dog with that, or I did, but it was definitely a memorable experience. It's kind of like San Antonio's anthem. What's the words?
Hey baby, ¿qué pasó?
So it's, I know you've heard it. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google it, and you'll know exactly the song we're talking about.
All right, Brian, let's talk about a couple new products or some things we want to highlight to some folks. So what did you bring us to look at today?
Well, before we talk about what we're wearing, I actually brought this, not wearing it, but it's our hottest shirt right now. It's Ranch Water, hand drawn by Jeb and our team. Kind of a next step from our Texas Chica design, but Topo Chico mixed with tequila and a slice of lime is what Ranch Water is. But this is a shirt that we can't keep in stock, very popular right now. It is also part of the shirt I wanted to kind of showcase, which a lot of people have seen it, but is our red hem tag.
That's how you know it's legit, right?
That's right. We have a lot of people from big box stores to Etsy shop artists that have been knocking off our stuff, and so this is what makes our shirts legit, to let you know that this is a real deal Tumbleweed TexStyles t-shirt. So.
Okay, so then obviously y'all are both wearing Tumbleweed. So what do we got here? What's Jeb wearing?
Oh, this is a kind of a retro Tex shirt. We've used the word Tex in multiple designs, I guess, leading up to this year. This is one that we kind of launched late spring, I believe, early summer. Kind of got the color ideas from an outfitter store up in Colorado. Some real bright kind of colors that they had, and also from an old Ocean Pacific OP vest that I found once in a thrift store. It was red and kind of had the retro yellow, blue, and navy on there. So I took a picture of it and thought that might be kind of a good look for something. Kind of waiting for the right moment for the design and the colorways to come together. But yeah, this is what we came up with.
You're a thrift store shopper, huh?
Oh, I love thrift stores. I love estate sales. I love garage sales. And a lot of it is to get stuff for my classroom. I'm an art teacher, and then also just look for collectibles and just kind of always be on the hunt for something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you wearing, sir? It's like modeling. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing this for two reasons, but it's a sweatshirt. A lot of people think of us as the t-shirt guys, but we're far bigger and more than that. Texas lifestyle, and for a few days of the year it's cold, so we have these sweatshirts, very comfortable, but also Tumbleweed TexStyles. This isn't an employee t-shirt or sweatshirt, but most people know of us as our hand-drawn designs. But our brand has grown so much that there's a lot of college students, a lot of people that just want to wear the cannons and represent our brand, just like many people do with other large brands that we all know of. So we launched the Tumbleweed TexStyles sweatshirt so that people can represent the cannons, the Texas lifestyle, and of course be warm in the winter.
Yeah. Okay, so you said it's only cold a couple days, but you know where it is always cold? In classrooms.
That is
Middle
right.
school and high school kids, Tumbleweed sweatshirts are really good gift ideas for them, because like my middle schooler wears a sweatshirt daily because it's so cold inside.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sure
doubt.
your students are wearing sweatshirts every
I
day.
like to keep my classroom cold anyway.
So yeah, tip for parents and aunts and uncles out there.
It's a good
Get
one.
them a Tumbleweed sweatshirt. Okay, so what do we have coming up? What's next for you guys on the horizon as we enter into November?
Well, this coming up weekend, one of our partners, Frisco Education Foundation, is hosting their annual, actually I believe their 20th annual Frisco Education Foundation 5K. Most people probably know it by Gary Burns, but it is FEF 5K now. and we'll be set up there helping sell our shirts, but also raising funds to help scholarship 2 to 3 graduating seniors.
Awesome.
But then we're also, in a few weeks in December, we're going to be set up at the Frisco Mary Main Street, downtown Frisco, when they launch the lights, have Santa, food and games. It's such a fun community event. But we'll actually have a large space there selling Christmas designs, our sweatshirts, long sleeves, and helping people get ready for Christmas with wonderful gifts.
Very good. So if they don't see you at Mary Main Street, how do people find you? So like on social and website?
Well, on Instagram, it's just Shop TWT, SHOP TWT. Instagram, you can just do a search, for Shop TWT, and we've also got Twitter. We're active on Twitter, so you can just do a search of Tumbleweed TexStyles on Twitter, and then the same for Facebook. If you start typing in Tumbleweed TexStyles, it'll usually populate, and you can find our handle there.
Easy to find. And if they go online and find you, they can get on email lists and get some deals and updates on when new stuff's coming out too, right?
Being on the email list definitely has its perks for sure.
Yes, definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I know you kind of let me in on your lunch break here, so I appreciate it. It was good to get to know you guys a little bit better.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having us.